Tired of packing travel-sized toiletries in a clear plastic bag? Here are tips and hacks to get around the TSA liquids restrictions when packing toiletries in your carry-on bag. But first, what is the TSA 311 liquids rule? The 311 rule applies to packing liquids in your carry-on bags. This includes your roll and carry-on suitcase or your personal item backpack. You can bring containers that are 3.4 ounce, which is 100 milliliters or smaller of liquids, packed in a resealable 1 quart bag, and that's 1 bag per person. So 3.4 ounce, 1 quart bag, 1 bag per person. Remember, this rule is based upon the size of the container as it's labeled, not how much product is left in the container. TSA, or the Transportation Security Administration, is a U.S. agency, so this rule applies to flights originating from or within the USA. Other countries may have similar or different rules for flying with liquids. What exactly are liquids? The 311 rule applies to liquids, aerosols, gels, creams, and pastes. Keep in mind that this rule applies not only to toiletries, but to any liquids you're packing in your carry-on bags, even food. So if you're planning to bring a liquid food item, such as salad dressing, it needs to be within that 3.4 ounces or smaller. After watching this, you can watch my separate video with tips for packing food and snacks for your airplane flight. Wet wipes, including disinfecting wipes, makeup wipes, and baby wipes, do not count as liquids. However, from my own personal experience, I have had baby wipes trigger a bag search on multiple occasions. There are some items which are exempt from the 311 rule. TSA allows larger amounts of medically necessary liquids, gels, and aerosols in reasonable quantities for your trip. In addition to medication, formula, breast milk, toddler drinks, and baby or toddler food, including puree pouches, also fall under the medically necessary liquids exemption. But that's a separate topic from toiletries. Let me know if you'd like me to film a separate video on TSA rules to know when flying with a baby or toddler. Checked luggage is not subject to the 311 liquids rule. You can pack containers that are larger than 3.4 ounces or 100 milliliters of liquids into your checked suitcase. So if you really want to bring a full-size bottle of shampoo, just make sure that any full-size liquids go into a checked bag. But remember, liquids could leak in your checked bag. I make sure they are well sealed, and then I place my liquids into a sturdy box before packing that into my checked suitcase. Traveling carry-on only or even one bag has become popular these days. If you are bringing everything onto the airplane with you, make sure all your liquids comply with the 311 rule. The main way that I get around the liquids restrictions is by packing non-liquid alternatives. I prefer packing solid toiletries because they are less likely to leak, they are lightweight, and they last a long time. And of course, they aren't subject to the 311 rule. When you're shopping for solid toiletries, think bars and powders. Here are some of my favorite solid swaps. Instead of liquid shampoo, I pack the powder shampoo. I start with wet hair, then sprinkle some of the product onto my hand, add water to lather into bubbles, and then work it into my hair. Another popular solid option is shampoo and conditioner bars. My favorite is St. Clement's Clarifying Solid Shampoo Bar by Atique. Atique is a great place to start when searching for solid travel toiletries. And if you're sensitive to scents like I am, they have an entire unscented line. I'll leave my referral link below. Instead of toothpaste, I pack tooth powder. I simply get my toothbrush wet and then dip it in the tooth powder, and then brush as normal. Another non-liquid option is tooth tabs. For those, you can chew on one of the tabs and then brush your teeth with a wet toothbrush. For me, I always needed a lot less than a whole tab, and it'd sometimes get stuck in my teeth, so I prefer the powder form. Instead of liquid face cleanser and moisturizing oils, which I would use back home, I pack a solid face scrub bar and a moisturizing stick. And for those minimalists out there, you can also just repurpose your bar of soap. Unfortunately, sunscreen lotion is not considered a medically necessary liquid, so it does fall within the 311 restrictions. Instead of packing liquid sunscreen, I pack a sunscreen stick for my face. I find that the stick format is really convenient when applying it on my face. I do also have a tin of sunscreen, but I think that that might be considered a cream, so still technically a liquid. Powder sunscreens are another non-liquid alternative you can look into. Sunscreen is something I do recommend packing and bringing with you, as it can be quite expensive at vacation destinations, and some places we've traveled to in the world, it comes mixed with skin whitener in the sunscreen. Instead of insect repellent spray, I pack a natural bug repellent stick, and also stickers, which my kids enjoy wearing. Is deodorant considered a liquid by TSA and part of the 311 rule? Deodorant comes in all different forms these days. There are liquid, gel, cream, and solid deodorants. Choose a solid option such as a bar, deodorant stick, or crystal deodorant. Instead of packing liquid or cream body and hand lotion, you can pack a lotion bar or stick. Instead of packing liquid body wash, you can pack a bar of soap. This is perhaps one of the easiest solid swaps to make. Pack toiletries like a pro. I can choose to pack our solid toiletries into either our checked or carry-on bags, whichever one is more convenient, since solids aren't restricted in your carry-on. Our family is traveling long-term with small kids, so we do check in a suitcase. That means I can put liquids of any sizes into our checked suitcase. Packing powders in your carry-on bag. I do pack some tooth powder in my carry-on backpack so that we can freshen up and brush our teeth during our travel day. Keep in mind that there is a rule for powders that are greater than 12 ounces. When going through security, they must be placed in a separate bin and they require additional screening. For that reason, I only pack powders that are 12 ounces or much less than that into my carry-on bag. For anything greater than 12 ounces, like a protein powder, I pack that into our checked suitcase. Packing liquids in your carry-on bags. For liquids that you will bring onto the airplane with you, you can either purchase travel size ones that are 3.4 ounces or smaller, or you can get refillable containers and simply decant your product from a larger bottle into a 3.4 ounce or smaller bottle. Remember that only liquids need to go into your quart size bag. You don't need to include your toothbrush or floss in there. I'll pack that liquids bag into a pocket of my backpack where it's super easy to pull out at security. Another option to help you limit how many liquids you pack is to use the toiletries provided at your hotel or purchase toiletries once you arrive at your destination. This is all personal preference, whether you're really attached to the products you use at home or you don't mind getting something slightly different on your trip. Let me know in the comments, which toiletries will you pack for your next trip? Have you found some amazing solid swaps you love? Or are there certain liquids that you just need to pack? Please subscribe for more travel tips and inspiration. Next, you can watch our video on packing food and snacks in your carry-on bag for your airplane flight. Have a safe and wonderful trip.